The 20 cent coin dated 1999 from Spain, bearing the mint mark M and the portrait of Miguel de Cervantes, represents a highly significant moment in both Spanish numismatic history and the broader history of European integration. Although euro coins only officially entered circulation in 2002, several member states, including Spain, began minting coins as early as 1999 in preparation for the launch of the single currency. These early dated coins were not commemorative in the traditional sense, but were instead intended for stockpiling so that the euro could be introduced smoothly across participating countries. As a result, the 1999 Spanish 20-cent coin is among the earliest physical expressions of the euro project, symbolizing Spain's firm commitment to the European Monetary Union and the abandonment of the peseta, a currency that had been in use in various forms for centuries. Spain chose to depict Miguel de Cervantes Saavedra on its 10, 20, and 50-cent euro coins, a decision rooted deeply in cultural pride and national identity. Cervantes, born in 1547 and deceased in 1616, is widely regarded as the greatest writer in the Spanish language and one of the most important figures in world literature. His masterpiece, Don Quixote de la Mancha, published in two parts in 1605 and 1615, is often considered the first modern novel and remains a foundational work of Western literature. By placing Cervantes on everyday circulating coins, Spain made a deliberate statement. Even within a shared European currency, national culture, language, and intellectual heritage would remain visible and respected. The presence of Cervantes on millions of coins ensured that his image would be carried daily in the pockets of citizens across Spain and, eventually, throughout Europe. The obverse, national side, of the 1999 20-cent coin features a right-facing portrait of Cervantes, rendered in a stylized yet dignified manner. His ruffled collar, typical of late 16th and early 17th century Spanish fashion, immediately situates him in the golden age of Spanish literature. To the left or right of the portrait appears the word Espa, clearly identifying the issuing country, while the year 1999 is also visible. Near the portrait is the small letter M, which denotes the Real Casa de la Moneda, Fábrica Nacional de Moneda y Timbre in Madrid, Spain's official mint. This mint mark is subtle but important to collectors, as it confirms the coin's place of manufacture and authenticity. Surrounding the design are 12 stars, representing the European Union, a symbol of unity, harmony, and cooperation among member states. The reverse, common side, of the coin is shared by all Eurozone countries and was designed by Belgian engraver Luc Loix. It displays the denomination 20 cent, along with a stylized map of Europe as it was conceived at the time, showing the European Union without national borders, emphasizing the idea of a unified continent. The design reflects the political and economic aspirations of the Euro project, a Europe that functions as a single economic space while still respecting the diversity of its nations. The reverse design remained standard across countries, reinforcing the idea that, while the national side expressed identity, the common side expressed shared destiny. From a technical standpoint, the Spanish 20 cent coin follows the standard specifications set for this denomination. It is composed of an alloy known as Nordic gold, which contains copper, aluminum, zinc, and tin. Despite its name, it contains no actual gold. The term refers to its distinctive golden color and durability. The coin has a diameter of 22.25 millimeters and weighs 5.74 grams. One of its most distinctive features is its Spanish flower edge, a unique 7 indentation shape shared by all 20-cent euro coins, designed to help visually impaired individuals distinguish the coin by touch alone. This emphasis on accessibility reflects a broader European commitment to inclusive design in public currency. In terms of mintage, the 1999 Spanish 20 cent coin was produced in very large quantities, numbering in the tens of millions. Because these coins were minted for circulation rather than as limited commemoratives, they are quite common today. Many remained in storage until the official euro launch in 2002, at which point they entered everyday use. As a result, examples of this coin are still frequently encountered in circulation, especially within Spain, though they also travel widely across the Eurozone. Their abundance means that, from a purely monetary perspective, they typically hold little value above face value, unless they are in exceptional condition. For collectors, condition is everything. A circulated 1999 20-cent Cervantes coin generally has no premium and is worth exactly 20 euro cents. Uncirculated examples, often described as brilliant uncirculated, BU, may fetch a small premium, particularly if they show no signs of wear, scratches, or discoloration. Coins preserved in official mint sets from 1999 can be more desirable, especially if the original packaging is intact. Even so, the coin is not considered rare, and its value remains modest compared to commemorative or low-mintage euro issues from later years. Despite its limited financial value, the cultural and historical significance of the coin is substantial. It embodies the transition from national currencies to a shared European system, a change that affected everyday life for millions of people. For Spaniards, it marked the end of the peseta, a symbol deeply intertwined with national history, and the beginning of a new economic era. The choice of Cervantes as the national motif served as reassurance that Spain's cultural legacy would not be lost within the larger European framework. Instead, it would be showcased as part of Europe's collective heritage. Numismatically, the 1999 Spanish 20 euro cent coin occupies an interesting space. It is old enough to be associated with the birth of the euro but common enough to remain accessible to beginner collectors. It is often one of the first euro coins that people learn to identify by national design, and it frequently appears in educational collections, school projects, and starter albums. For many collectors, it represents nostalgia for the early days of the euro, when the new currency still felt novel and experimental. In a broader symbolic sense, the coin can be seen as a small, everyday monument to literature, language, and shared European values. Cervantes, whose work explored themes of idealism, reality, identity, and human dignity, is an especially fitting figure to represent a continent striving to balance unity with diversity. The fact that his image appears not on a medal or statue but on a humble circulating coin underscores the democratic nature of modern currency. Great cultural figures are not reserved for elites, but are placed into the hands of ordinary people. In conclusion, the 20 euro cent 1999 España Cervantes coin is far more than just loose change. While it may not be rare or highly valuable in monetary terms, it carries deep historical, cultural, and symbolic weight. It marks Spain's entry into a new monetary era, celebrates one of the greatest literary figures in human history, and serves as a tangible reminder of the ideals behind the European Union. For collectors, historians, and everyday users alike, it remains a quiet but powerful artifact of modern European history, the next top. The 20 euro cent 2001 España Miguel de Cervantes coin is part of Spain's first euro coinage issued for circulation with the introduction of the euro, and it carries deep cultural, historical, artistic, and numismatic significance that goes far beyond its modest face value. Minted in 2001, with circulation beginning in 2002. This coin was produced at the Real Casa de la Moneda in Madrid, identified by the mint mark, and belongs to the common European 20-cent denomination, which is composed of Nordic gold, an alloy of copper, aluminum, zinc, and tin, giving it its distinctive golden color while remaining non-magnetic and durable for everyday use. The coin measures 22.25 millimeters in diameter, weighs 5.74 grams, has a thickness of 2.14 millimeters, and features the unique Spanish flower edge with 7 indentations, a security and tactile feature designed to help visually impaired users distinguish denominations by touch. The obverse design honors Miguel de Cervantes Saavedra, 1547 to 1616. Spain's most celebrated writer and one of the greatest figures in world literature, best known as the author of Don Quixote de la Mancha, often considered the first modern novel and a foundational work of Western literature, and his portrait on the coin is based on traditional representations emphasizing his sharp features, ruffled collar, and intellectual gravitas, symbolizing Spain's golden age, Siglo de Oro, and the enduring global influence of Spanish language and culture surrounding Cervantes' portrait is the inscription Cervantes, along with Espa, asserting national identity, and the year 2001, while the 12 five-pointed stars of the European Union encircle the design, representing unity, cooperation, and shared values among EU member states. The reverse side follows the standardized euro design by Luc Luix, showing a map of Europe with value, 20 euro cent, highlighting economic integration while still allowing each nation to express its cultural heritage on the obverse. From a historical perspective, the 2001 Cervantes 20-cent coin symbolizes Spain's transition into a new economic era, replacing the peseta after centuries of use, and reflects a deliberate choice to present Spain not through political figures or monarchs on lower denominations, but through intellectual and cultural icons, reinforcing Spain's soft power and literary legacy on an everyday object carried across borders. In numismatic terms, the coin is extremely common, struck in very high mintages, tens of millions, making it readily available in circulated condition and typically valued at face value unless found in uncirculated UNC or brilliant uncirculated BU condition, or as part of official mint sets, where premiums remain modest, usually a few euros at most. However, its importance lies not in rarity, but in symbolism, educational value, and collectability within thematic collections such as Euro first issues, Spanish cultural figures, literature on coins, or Cervantes memorabilia, and it remains a popular entry-level piece for new collectors. The coin also serves as a micro-monument to Cervantes' enduring legacy, himself a former soldier at Lepanto, a prisoner of pirates, and a lifelong observer of human nature, whose literary themes of idealism versus reality resonate powerfully in a Europe striving for unity amid diversity, making the 2001 España 20 euro cent Cervantes coin not merely small change, but a compact artifact of history, identity, and shared European culture. The next top. The 20 euro cent 2002 España Cervantes coin is a standard circulation coin from Spain's first year of euro issuance and carries strong cultural, historical, and numismatic significance despite its modest face value. The coin belongs to the euro cent series introduced when Spain officially adopted the euro in 2002, replacing the peseta, and it was struck at the Real Casa de la Moneda in Madrid, identified by the mint mark. Made of Nordic gold, an alloy of copper, aluminum, zinc, and tin, the coin has a distinctive golden color, a diameter of 22.25 millimeters, a weight of 5.74 grams, and a smooth edge with 7 indents, known as the Spanish flower pattern, which helps visually impaired users distinguish it from other denominations. The obverse features a right-facing portrait of Miguel de Cervantes Saavedra, 1547 to 1616, one of the most important figures in Spanish literature and world culture, best known as the author of Don Quixote de la Mancha, widely regarded as the first modern novel and a foundational work of Western literature. Cervantes is depicted with a ruffled collar typical of late 16th and early 17th century Spanish fashion, symbolizing Spain's golden age, Siglo de Oro, a period of immense cultural, artistic, and literary achievement. The inscription, Espa, appears alongside the portrait, affirming national identity within the shared European currency system, while the year 2002 marks Spain's entry into the Euro era. The design was created by Begoña Castellanos Garcia, whose work was selected to represent Spain's cultural heritage through one of its most universally recognized intellectual figures. The reverse side follows the common euro design by Luc Luix, showing the denomination 20 euro cent, a map of Europe as it appeared before EU expansion, and vertical lines symbolizing unity among European nations. From a historical perspective, this coin represents a major economic and social transition, as millions of Spaniards adjusted from the peseta, used for over 130 years, to the euro, making early 2002 coins especially meaningful as artifacts of change. In terms of mintage, the 2002 Spanish 20-cent coin was produced in very large quantities, hundreds of millions, to ensure smooth circulation, which means it is not rare and typically holds only its face value in circulated condition, though uncirculated or mint-state examples may sell for a small premium to collectors. especially in complete year sets or rolls. Collectors value it less for scarcity and more for its symbolic importance, national artistry, and association with Cervantes, whose influence extends far beyond Spain into global literature, language, and philosophy. The coin also reflects Spain's decision to use different themes across denominations. Cultural figures for middle values, 10 to 50 cent, the king for higher values, and the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela for the smallest coins, creating a coherent narrative of Spanish identity in metal. Today, the 20-cent 2002 España Cervantes coin remains legal tender throughout the Eurozone and continues to circulate, quietly carrying centuries of Spanish history, literary genius, and European integration in the palm of the hand the next top. The 20-euro-cent coin of Spain dated 2006 with the mint mark M and the inscription Espa featuring Miguel de Cervantes is part of Spain's standard euro coinage and carries rich historical, artistic, technical, and cultural significance, making it interesting both to collectors and to those studying European monetary history. This coin belongs to the national side design used by Spain on its 10, 20, and 50-cent coins, all of which honor Miguel de Cervantes Saavedra, 1547 to 1616, one of the most influential writers in world literature and the author of Don Quixote de la Mancha, widely regarded as the first modern novel and a foundational work of Western literature. The portrait on the coin is a stylized, left-facing image of Cervantes, depicting him with a ruffled collar typical of late 16th and early 17th century Spanish fashion, emphasizing his status as a Renaissance intellectual and cultural icon. The design was created by Begoña Castellanos Garcia, whose initials may appear subtly in the design depending on the strike, and it was approved when Spain adopted the euro, entering circulation officially in 2002, though the 2006 issue reflects a later minting within the same design series. The word Espa appears prominently on the right side of the portrait, identifying the issuing country, while the year 2006 indicates the minting year, not a commemorative event, as this is a regular circulation coin. The mint mark refers to the Real Casa de la Moneda in Madrid, Spain's official mint, which has a long history dating back to the 18th century and is responsible for producing all Spanish euro coins. Technically, the 20-euro-cent coin is composed of Nordic gold, an alloy of 89% copper, 5% aluminum, 5% zinc, and 1% tin, giving it a distinctive golden color despite containing no actual gold. This alloy was chosen for durability, resistance to corrosion, and ease of recognition by both people and vending machines. The coin has a diameter of 22.25 millimeters, a weight of 5.74 grams, and a thickness of about 2.14 millimeters, and it features a Spanish flower edge with 7 indentations, which helps visually impaired users distinguish it from other denominations. Like all euro coins, it has a common reverse side designed by Luc Luix, showing a map of Europe in the 2006 version, the older map showing the EU before the 2007 enlargement, along with the denomination 20 euro cent and vertical lines symbolizing unity. From a numismatic perspective, the 2006 Spanish 20-cent coin is very common, with tens of millions minted for circulation, meaning it generally has no significant premium value unless found in exceptional uncirculated condition, brilliant uncirculated, or as part of an official mint set. In circulated condition, its value remains close to face value, about 20 to 40 cents, while mint condition examples may fetch slightly more among collectors, especially if well-preserved with full original luster. Culturally, the choice of Cervantes reflects Spain's intention to project its literary heritage and national identity across Europe, placing intellectual achievement on everyday currency rather than political figures or monuments, and reinforcing Cervantes' role as a symbol of Spanish language and global cultural influence. The continued use of this design from 2002 through subsequent years, including 2006, demonstrates Spain's commitment to continuity in euro coinage, with changes reserved mainly for commemorative 2 euros coins rather than lower denominations. Overall, the 20-euro-cent 2006 España Cervantes coin is a functional piece of everyday money that also serves as a miniature cultural monument, linking modern European economic integration with Spain's golden age of literature, and while it is not rare, it remains historically meaningful, widely recognized, and emblematic of Spain's contribution to European and world culture. The next top. The 20 cent 2007 España Cervantes coin is a circulating commemorative issue from Spain that combines everyday euro coinage with a strong tribute to Spanish literary heritage, centered on Miguel de Cervantes Saavedra, widely regarded as Spain's greatest writer and one of the most influential figures in world literature. This coin belongs to the standard Spanish 20-cent euro series, introduced after Spain adopted the euro in 1999, circulation beginning in 2002, and it follows the long-standing Spanish tradition of honoring major cultural icons on its national coin designs. The obverse of the coin features a right-facing portrait of Miguel de Cervantes, recognizable by his distinctive rough collar and sober Renaissance-era attire, symbolizing the intellectual seriousness and enduring relevance of his work, especially Don Quixote de la Mancha, first published in 1605 and often cited as the first modern novel. To the left of the portrait appears the name Cervantes, while Espa is inscribed prominently, asserting national identity within the shared European currency system. The year 2007 marks the date of minting. The small mint mark identifies the real Casa de la Moneda, Fábrica Nacional de Moneda y Timbre, FNMT, in Madrid, Spain's official mint, which has a history stretching back centuries and is known for producing both circulating coinage and high-quality collector pieces. Surrounding the national design are the 12 five-pointed stars of the European Union, arranged in a circular pattern, symbolizing unity, cooperation, and equality among EU member states. The reverse of the coin follows the common euro design created by Luc Loix, showing a map of Europe in the updated style used after EU expansion, the denomination 20 cent, and horizontal lines connecting the continent to emphasize integration and connectivity. Physically, the coin is made of Nordic gold, an alloy of copper, aluminum, zinc, and tin, which gives it a distinctive golden color despite containing no actual gold. It weighs 5.74 grams, has a diameter of 22.25 millimeters, and features a 7-notched Spanish flower edge, a tactile and visual security feature that also helps visually impaired users distinguish denominations. The coin was struck for general circulation, not as a limited commemorative issue, meaning millions were produced, and it remains relatively common today, though condition plays a major role in collector value. In circulated condition, it is typically worth its face value, while uncirculated BU examples may command a small premium among euro collectors, especially when well-preserved with sharp details and original luster. Numismatically, the Cervantes 20-cent coin is appreciated less for rarity and more for its cultural symbolism, representing Spain's pride in its literary legacy and its contribution to global culture through Cervantes' exploration of idealism, realism, and human nature. Within Euro area coin collecting, this piece is often included in thematic collections focused on writers, literature, or national identities expressed through Euro coinage. Overall, the 2007 España 20 cent Cervantes coin stands as a compact yet meaningful artifact that merges modern European monetary unity with centuries-old Spanish cultural achievement, making it both a functional object of daily commerce and a small metal tribute to one of humanity's greatest storytellers.